Hi everyone, this time we're gonna hear for Negima Arc 5, Day 2, the Mahora Festival Tournament. And before I have to say, one of the last things that I forgot to say in the last video, Evangeline gives Negi a ring that has the same effect of the staff, which means he is enhanced power of the magic, and he do not need to be with the staff, which is really good. So I have here the fights. The first fight is Kotaro against Mei. Mei, one of the mages of the school. Um, and I immediately win. Just one move and Kotaro wins. Not surprising. The second fight is Pochi against Mr. Sanders. Colonel Sanders. No, I'm not kidding. That's really the name that he used for enters the tournament. And again, Mr. Sanders wins with just one move. The third fight is Kaede against Tatsuya, and Kaede win. Also not surprisingly. The fourth fight is surprisingly one of the best fights, if not the best fight that I ever saw in any place, not just in Negima, not just in anime, in any place ever. Mana against Kufei. Kufei is the most specialist on martial arts of Mahora, and according with Mana, she probably is the strongest of everything, of everyone of the school in terms of fighting skills without magic. And we saw her a lot of times. Like, we know that she is the master of Negi, and she's really, really good. She's mastering in so many martial arts differently, and we saw her. The problem is Mana. Mana, we know that she is a partner with Setsuna in get rid of monsters. And we saw Mana with Gufei fighting alongside her in the Kyoto art trip. The thing with Mana is she's specialized on projectiles, which means like guns, cannons, and things like that. But in the tournament, we cannot be used like weapons like that. So everyone say, "Oh, Kufei, you're gonna win." But at the time that was announced that Kufei would gonna against Mana, she say, "That's impossible," immediately. So I was like, "Wait, why? She's that strong?" And man, what a fight it was! Kufei was just totally impossible to win. What Mana basically did was using coins. I'm not joking. She threw coins at her in an immense inhuman speed and almost kill her. The battle was so good, but so good. And the only reason Kufei wins is because Mana let her win. It's just amazing. The great point here is that Chao said that Mana let her win, and the problem is, and Mana said, "No, I fight serious," but I doubt that because she don't even move. She was there, stand the whole time. Even if you say that she was throwing serious, like she couldn't move. If she moved, Kufei would not get her, like any possible way. And it's just amazing to see that was just with coins. Like her real power, it's way beyond anything that we know. She probably is the most powerful character that we saw. uh, Outside the fact that, of course, Neg's father and even maybe Colonel Sanders. I don't know because we don't know his full power yet. But she's obviously another level of any one of the students, and even Negi cannot even be close to her. I forgot. Kufei wins, but she broke her arm. Like, yes, Manaturo coins at some speed so many times that broke Kufei's arm, and she was severely wounded in every part of her body, and even yeah, she almost died. With Mana just joking with her, that was like intense. The next fight is Tanaka against Takane, and Tanaka is a robot, more one made by our department, and of course Takane wins, losing all her cloths, of course. Negi against Takahata was the second best fight because it was really interesting. We saw a combination of ki and magic for the first time when used two together. Also, we learned that Takahata was not a member of the group that Nagi has, but he was, well, we're not really sure if he was not because he was with them, but at least in that photo that we saw was not him, was his master that really looks like him. Maybe it's his father, I don't know, not just his master. And that guy knew how to use this and teach him. We also see a flashback with Asuna there with them, so I'm guessing we're gonna see some parallels with the anime only arc. I wonder which parts really have happened. Um, we saw a fight and they explain how that works. Negi begins to understand how that is possible and how can he do that. And Takahata even use full power, and he has a style of fighting similar of the Shimiryu technique that Setsuna and the two girls of Lovehina use, but instead of weapons like blades, it's his fists, and he moves his fists so fast, twirling off his pockets that destroy the ground. Like it moves in a so much speed that you just see light coming. Remembers a little of Senseiya with what's his name, Iodia of Lion. Um, and Negi wins. It's a cool fight and all, but has an interesting thing that Evangeline say, yeah, he used his full power, but he was not fighting seriously, which is something that you have to keep in mind. It's not because Takahata used his full power that means that he was just throwing, like, it's like if your best that you can do is throwing a gigantic atomic bomb, he was doing that, but like he was not, oh, I'm gonna throw this in your direction, no, I'm gonna throw that without looking and things like that. It was basically this. So it's kind of interesting because she said if he was fighting seriously with his full power, Negi, you would have died. So you have to improve a lot, which is kind of I don't know. Maybe I understand how Evangeline is a Higuera's master, but like Negi still has 10 years. He's way younger than Takahata. I think he's done a really good job. And of course, Negi wins. The next fight is Asuna against Setsuna. Asuna against Setsuna. It's really interesting because Asuna basically became a student of Setsuna, fighting, especially with swords and everything. So it was a really cool fight. Asuna even was controlled by Colonel Sanders to help her a lot during the fight. And she demonstrated a really amazing power of basically do combining ki with magic and other things, and almost defeated Setsuna with this. Um, Also, I have to say, they fight in maid costume because Shao think that because they don't have a background, they are not so popular. They don't have anything to like. Oh, Negi is young. It's really young and is a teacher. Like Takahata is a really famous teacher and everything. Kaede is a ninja and like, but Setsuna and Azuna don't have anything, so she make her to fight with maid outfits. Like, okay, Evangeline against Yamashita. Poor Yamashita. Like, Evangeline just heard that she gonna heard about Nagi, so she just defeat him in one move. Like, she don't have any magic. She don't use ki. She just go there and punch him and almost kill him. Like, wow. Kotaro against Coronel Sanders. I think it's obvious that Coronel Sanders win with just one move or two if you can count like, and it's really cool. His magic was revealed that is about gravity. I mean, was not revealed in this fight, but come on, it's obvious when you see it in the fight. It's gonna be revealed in the next fight that I'm gonna talk about. And Kotaro just lose and he has depression that, oh my god, I always lose against everyone and blah 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 blah. Even if it was not, he cannot use his power. We still don't see his full power with the transformation because every time that he got to transform, something happened. Outside the first time, but at that time they could run and we didn't really see his full power for like much more than 10 seconds or something. Um, so next is Kaede against Kufei, but of course Kaede wins automatically because Kufei cannot continue, so she is like out of the tournament. Takane against Negi, and Negi wins, of course. It's a really cool because at this point everyone cannot use magic because the magic is beginning to people are noticing that everyone is using magic and wait, that's strange. But Takane is just pissed off with Negi and use summons and a bunch of things that is not even explainable. And Negi has to defeat her quickly, and he did. Of course, she loses all her gloves again because at this point, this is almost a joke with her. Like she always has to lose her gloves. The next fight is Setsuna against Evangeline, which is really interesting. Evangeline said that she was gonna do defeat on purpose, but after when she was begin, she cast an illusion just looking by Setsuna, and they gun transport to her mansion when she used her full power. In the same situation that Hakata faced Negi, she was using her full power, but not with the intention of really kill her or something. Was a really interesting fight. Even if Setsuna used her full power, she cannot really be close to Evangeline. Um, and was a cool. Also, after that, we saw a little more about Evangeline flashback, and she was transformed by someone or something. I mean, no, I think she specifically says someone, but don't say who. So that almost explain how exactly are the difference between vampires. I don't know if that's true, but I'm guessing that normal vampires are the ones that are bitten by another vampire. And the true vampires are someone that are transformed, and how, I don't know how, but are transformed into a vampire, or they are born vampires. I don't know. Um, Next fight is the semifinals. Colonel Sanders against Kaede. It's a really cool fight. Kaede with the clones and the Colonel Sanders with his gravity magic. Um, it's really cool because Kaede say from the beginning she's not gonna win, but she's not this fight for win. She is protecting her student Kotaro, and she wants to discover what was with his magic. And has a really cool scene when Colonel Sanders are suffocating her and the air, and Negi looks for his cape, and he looks exactly like his father. So it's really interesting. Saying it's a really cool scene that he was seeing Nagi on him. Of course, Colonel Sanders wins, but Kaede is proud because she saw her Sanders like it's on a whole other level against her, and even if she used her full power, she could not win anyway. Sanders even admired her that someone her that powerful was in school, but he probably will have to use his power with his contract, his pacto, with someone that we don't know who. I wonder maybe Nagi, and that's a really cool thing because at this point I never think that mages could have pactos to be ministers. Like it makes sense for someone like Setsuna that has a really good key but not exactly magic, and Konoka that has a absurd amount of magic, but she's not really a mage. She's not trained. Um, but for someone that is really powerful, probably the most powerful or one of the most powerful characters that we saw so far in the show, and he is a minister magi, so it's really interesting. Also makes me think like if you even if you're a powerful mage, like you're still gonna have bonus powers if you become a minister magi. So that's not exactly a bad thing, right? I mean, you basically have form a contract, so you have to. I don't know. It's confusing. Also, his ability of Minister Magi has books, and these books can preserve memory, and she can basically transform in someone else. A perfect copy of his memories of any one person, and he can even copy his powers. That's a really scary power. Like imagine, even if you're not the most powerful of everyone, if you can copy the ability of the most powerful, like you at least is the second most powerful. So it's a really impressive ability to have. Also, I'm curious to know if it's really Nagi, because if that's the case, would be the second path of characters of the same sex. The first one is Konoka and Setsuna that happen in the anime. Still don't happen in the manga, but I'm guessing they're gonna happen some point. After we have Negi against Setsuna, which also is a really interesting fight. We see how Setsuna is way stronger still against Negi. But because Negi learns so much in this arc and develops so much, especially his physical prowess, he could he make really good against her. Um, he even win. In a of course Setsuna was not fighting serious all the time, but it was a really good, and also basically she not use her sword. I think that has a big difference for her. The final fight is, of course, Colonel Sanders against Negi. Also, we learned that his name is Albiero Ima, and he is one of the companions of Nagi. So we have Nagi, Albiero, one guy that we don't know who, a kid that we don't know who, because I was thinking that was Asuna, but it looks like a boy, so nope. We have Takahata's mentor, maybe father, and the father of Konoka. But since he even said that I prefer to be called Colonel Sanders, so I'm gonna call him his way. His fight against Negi was basically he transformed himself into Nagi, and Negi could finally see him. But the problem is, it's Nagi before he even is born. So like, it's not the same thing. I guess it's cool for Negi because it's the first time that he's seeing his father. But like, for Nagi is like, oh, so you're my son. You're not even born yet. So I'm guessing at this point he already, like, his mother already know him and she's pregnant. I don't know. They're not explained, but I'm guessing for what he said. And we see that even if Nagi basically did not use magic at all, he is in a whole other level. He said about things like, well, when I was in fact, when Nagi win the tournament 25 years ago, with he was with the same age of Negi, for what he said, he was way more powerful than Negi is right now, and he giving a really good um he said something really good like, don't copy me, you don't need to be a second me, be you. And that's really something else, like, because Negi was trying every time to be like his father in every possible way. Okay, so my father learned that, so I'm gonna learn that as well, and things like that. And his advice was really good for Negi. I don't know if he really gonna do that, but it was really good. The tournament wins with Colonel Sanders being the winner, which is something interesting. I really think that Negu would win that, because I think Colonel Sanders would give up. Not because I think Negu would win. But no. So it was really interesting. Um and of course Chao escaped, and she used the time machine to escape of everyone else. Was really something else. So the question is, who is Chao? From where she is? And more important, from each time she is, because it sounds like she's coming for the future. Interesting. So we're gonna see this in the next video. I hope you like this video, so subscribe, like, and everything else that you know. Bye!